Hello, I'm Tom Moore. I'm a writer in St. John's, Newfoundland. How are you doing in the time of coronavirus? It's a rough time on everybody. I've been in pajamas now for 2 weeks. We're living in a new world. And often, times like this, people turn to God for guidance. I'd like to entertain you with a story I wrote. Won the Arts and Letters competition last year, about a man who turned to God and God answered him, and he has tapes to prove it. His name is Benton Smith. My mother, God rest her soul, named me Benton after her home in Trinity Bay. But Pop said it was after his favorite Playboy bunny, Barbie Benton. Pop was always joking around like that. He was a funny guy. The newspapers took great interest in my talking to God. They said it was the first time God talked back and someone was able to tape him. God didn't mind being taped. I pointed behind my pillow and said, God, you must know I got this iPhone recording you. After all, you're God. He said nothing. He has that sanctimonious way, like he's saying, are you finished talking yet? My wife, Marge, uses that same tone. Then God said, yes, Benton, I know you are taping me, but why would I care? Are you going to sue me? Impeach me? God can be very sarcastic. It all began with prayer. My mother taught me to say my prayers every night. And although I have strayed over the years, I end each day on my knees by the bed. It gives me a nice feeling of closeness with her and all things good. I think about my day and I say my prayers. First, I pray for Marge, who is usually at bingo by then. I pray that she will win big. Sometimes I pray that she will wear that cute red teddy I bought her last Christmas. But I don't see that happening. She wouldn't even show it to Pop. He's bad enough already, she said. Pop is ill, Marge, I said. Pop is in bed all the time now. And the home care worker comes 4 hours each day. Pop never got over that fall last April. Dr. Parsons said he was lucky he didn't break his hip. The fall shook Pop in a deep, deep way. Pop realized something when his head hit the wall and he fell to the floor like a pile of old clothes. A light went out in his heart. So I pray that Pop will get better. He's old, worked hard all his life, and why should he suffer? And then I pray that Joni will win her baton twirling contest. She's our only grandchild, and she practices every day, twirling, throwing, and usually dropping her baton. When Joni twirls her baton, no lamp in the house is safe. And Pop won't let her bring it into his bedroom. She's only 12 and her dad is in jail, but soon to be released. It's all a mix-up. I told her mother not to marry that guy. Joni is a genius at entertainment. I can see a career in show business for her. What a saucy smile and personality plus, just like her dad. And last, I pray for me. Mom told me always put yourself last. It's not only polite, she said, but it's Christian. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. I mentioned this to God, and he just laughed. How's that been working out for you, he said. Well, you wrote it, I shot back. Good luck with that, he said, and moved on to another subject. God can be very non-committal. Yes, I pray for myself last. I pray for that promotion at my department, the men's clothing store at Sears. I've been there for decades, selling lots of clothes for them. Now I deserve a little something. I'm still a few years away from retirement. That would be the right thing. So, I'm kneeling beside the bed praying. My eyes are closed, and I hear a voice, or rather, I hear someone clearing their throat. Ahem. Polite, but insistent. Ahem. I opened my eyes and looked around the bedroom. Marge's lamp was still on from last night. She is so careless about electricity. At first, I thought she looked in on me and said ahem just to be funny. She's like that. She looks in on me quite a bit lately, ever since I had that problem at work. Then I heard the voice of God say my name. Benton Smith. He spoke it slowly and clearly, like he was talking to a moron. But this time I knew it was him. I just knew. So I said, yes, God? Benton, he said. We were already on a first-name basis. Yes, God. My eyes stayed closed, but I listened intently. I hear you praying every night. At last, after decades of prayer, an answer. Yes, God. Benton, you have no idea how boring you are. What? My eyes popped open. For example, your last three statements comprise the same two words, yes and God. That's very boring. I was speechless. Excuse me. He went on, millions of people get on their knees every night, some down on their face and eyes. And with all these time zones in the world, it's going on day and night. Everyone begging for stuff, for favors, for cures, for electronics. Am I God or am I Santa? But they have needs, I said. They're weak and you're friggin' God. You would help them out if you wanted to. God has a huge head of flowing white hair that fills the room with light. It's hard to read his eyes, but you can see he's right into himself. Do you like ducks? He asked. Ducks? Sure I like ducks. They come around quacking for bread, God said. Yes, they do, I agreed. What if you have no bread? They don't come, I said. Benton, ducks are selfish and boring. Okay. Your prayers are selfish and boring. Very insulting. But I still hoped to pitch him my wish list and lobbied him a bit more. I said, yes, I pray every night. And that's a good thing, but prayer must be a two-way street. A street. You can't impose your answers on God. I pray for Pop to be cured. What's wrong with that? God got right serious. I can't say he frowned, but he paused, and he looked at me like he was deciding if he would tell me something. Benton, listen to me. Pop will die. So will you, then Marge, then Joni. Then silence. Those sour, horrible words hung in the air like mustard gas, like fungus, like sarin, like all the toxins known to man, including the coronavirus. My head, my shoulders fell onto the bed like I was shot. The normal reaction was to cry, but I was beyond that now. I had no words. I just absorbed the misery, the grief, the pain of losing all the people I loved, losing this sweet, frail world I kind of enjoy, losing my life, all gone, lost. No one gets out of here alive, God said, and then as cold as friggin' ice, he added, and Sears goes bankrupt. What? bankrupt. I spit out. I was thinking about my pension. God spoke. That's it, Benton. Anger. You're coming around. Most people never face the truth. They watch Disney movies and Fox News. I spoke. That's cruel and callous for a God of love and peace. My sudden eloquence surprised us both. Peace and love. No, that was Jesus, the hippie of the family. God is quick on the comeback. Why can't Marge win at bingo? It would cost you nothing. Benton, the universe is unfolding as it should. Now you're quoting Pierre Trudeau. Actually, it was Max Ehrmann. Will she ever wear that teddy? Do you want the short answer? I hesitated. No, the long answer. Marge loves you very much, but Marge is a prude. She was brought up that way, and she finds it difficult to change. So the answer is no. She may wear it to please you, that's all I'm saying. But I bought it for her. No, Benton, you didn't. That's the problem when you're having a conversation with God. Then why can't Joni win her stupid baton twirling contest? Because Joni is an average baton twirler. Her excellence exists only in your mind. It's called love. And it's better than winning 1,000,000 baton contests. Joni has already won. I got off my knees. I'd had enough of God and his bad news. All bad news. I spoke slowly and clearly into his big white face, like I was talking to a moron. Why don't you go back to whatever heaven you came from and leave me and my family alone? I think he disappeared, but I didn't even care. A knock came on the bedroom door. Honey, Dr. Milne is here. It was Marge. I shouted, go on in. Pop should be awake by now. No, dear. He's your doctor. Come to see you. The end.